Okay. Well, good morning, and thank you guys. This is a pretty exciting time, and we'll explain this. But just a real quick story. We last Saturday, I was sitting in this office working, and got a call from Vince, who was in Dallas, right? And was
Yes.
telling me
You are
about
recording though, Jeff?
yes,
Okay, cool.
yeah. And I was in Dallas, and this meeting Vince was attending was like, as Vince uses the term, bananas, and was very excited. And the one thing that I know of Vince is he has a keen eye for opportunity, and he sees where he can really hack something and create great funnels for them, and how this thing really works. And he had a very clear vision over what this thing is called, Rippln. And he, I guess at that point, we were looking at something like a few hundred people that were in Rippln at that point. Is that correct, Vince?
Yes.
And as of last night, before I left the office, we were at 110,000 people in Rippln in 1 week. And as I wrote in the email, it's faster than it's gone faster than Facebook, and so as far as growing. So, but I still, essentially, like I do many things that I don't understand, is I invest or put my time and investment in the actual person, and might not fully understand what I'm doing. And that's exactly what I did this time. And I learned more about it this week. But, Vince is, the more I learn about it, the more I'm able to understand when Vince explains even more. And so I figured, let's just have this meeting. You guys can see what this really is and how huge this can really be. So I'm going to leave the floor to Vince right now. And like I said, this is being recorded. So for those that didn't make it, and for those, Ashley, Allie, Austin, and Tony, you'll be able to listen to this again as well. So, Vince?
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you for having me. And honestly, to get even one person in only a day in terms of sending it out is great. I mean, for you guys to be here. And, what I've learned over the last 5 years of just being on the internet is sometimes you're going to, I shouldn't say sometimes. Most of the times you're going to strike out, but you're going to hit, occasionally you're going to hit home runs. And, even looking at like someone like Babe Ruth, and, obviously there isn't a guy who hit more home runs than him, but he also was a guy who struck out more than anyone else ever. And with that, sometimes you're going to try certain things, and, what you really want to get out of it is the experience. And if it turns out to be what we all expect, it could be a pretty strong windfall for a lot of people, but it's not luck that will cause this. It will be based off of your actions. And I'm a guy who doesn't really believe in luck. I believe you create your own results. And I think that if you guys kind of embrace and understand what I'm going to be sharing with you today about this, you'll see easily how you can position yourselves in front of your Ripple or in front of Rippln to profit. Now, you guys know a little bit about me. Like I said before, I've been in the industry for a while, and I'm an internet marketer. I do this full time, and the revenue is great, but what I really love the most is the freedom. Now, my first company that I was in was a company that was it was a social network, and basically it was a similar model, but it wasn't exactly like this. It was similar in a sense where they were going to share their ad revenue with their members. So imagine Facebook, right? And you see all the ads on Facebook. And based off the members that you bring into Facebook, the advertisers will pay you more money because there's more eyeballs on the site. So essentially the way the company worked was, if I referred people into this social network, very similar to Facebook, they would share the ad revenue with all of the members. That was the first company. Now, great idea, initial concept was cool. Problem was there was no way to gauge the revenue, and when there's a revenue model, and the engagement of the eyeballs, which means the people that are there aren't really paying attention to the ads. They're actually only there to get the revenue. Advertisers wouldn't pay you, and then you wouldn't make any money. So it was a good concept, but it just didn't work. But I saw that company grow quickly, and I was responsible for it, and it really kind of, first off, made me aware of the fact of why we start to utilize these social networks. You see, when you're on Facebook and when you're on Twitter and when you're on all these websites, in your mind, you're there to utilize it to basically communicate with your friends, right? That's why you're there. You're there to communicate with your friends, see what they're doing, see what boy said this about you, Ashley, see what girl's talking about you, Austin, and all these cool things that happen on Facebook, right? That's why we're there, to have a good time. But in reality, that's not why you're really there. The reason you're there is because these companies have gamified the entire situation to basically advertise to you without you even knowing it, to basically lead you to a different path that generates revenue for the company. And what excited me the most about Rippln was this whole concept isn't based off of revenue. It's a transaction model. And what that means is when you click on an ad and when you go to, let's say, buy a product, or when you're just on these sites, you have no idea what your actual social graph is worth. And your social graph is everyone that's connected to you. So think of it this way. You told a friend to join you on social media, on Facebook, and be your friend, right? They came in, they told their friend, they told their friend. But from that perspective, that friend may have clicked on an ad that took them to Instagram, that took them to Twitter, that took them to, some other website. All of these things created revenue and transactions that all started from your particular social graph, what we like to call it Rippln, your Ripple. Okay, so if you step back and you think about the fact that the CEOs of these companies are making billions and billions of dollars, right? And we get nothing, but yet we created the community. You start to think about these sites a little bit differently. So now tonight when you're having fun on Facebook, you start to think, man, this is cool how they completely brainwashed me and gamified the entire situation to make me spend majority of my time here so they could have my eyeballs and have me refer my friends and share different things so we keep people here so our advertisers and our investors will pay us more money. So what's going to happen is, because we are the creators of our own social graph, and quite honestly, you personally are responsible for probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue to these companies, and you have no idea of that amount of money. But as you're looking at on the screen, as you see Jeff's social graph, he's finally able to track that. From word-to-word communication, he's developing his social graph, right? He's building his network of people that he's going to be able to not only connect with, but he's going to be able to earn off of his own social graph. So what's going to happen over the next, let's say, I think it's going to be a lot shorter than that. It's going to probably be maybe a year or two. But people are going to start to say this. They're going to say, you actually shared something on the internet and didn't get paid for it? Think about that out loud. Like, you just shared a picture, you just shared a video, you just did a status update, you did all these things that engages people, that brings people there, and you didn't get paid for it? I love this. I love the industry I'm in. I mean, I'm an internet marketer, and I deal with a lot of network marketers. And the overall theme or thought process of the network marketing industry is, oh, it's a scam, it's this and that, it doesn't work. Or, it's a scam. And really the reason people think it's a scam is because, again, it's money changing hands based off of your doing. But in reality, the minute you came onto the internet, you became a network marketer. You just didn't get paid for it. When you went on to Google and you told someone to Google something, and do you realize that those ads that pop up on Google, when people click on it, Google makes money? You referred someone there, you just didn't get paid for it. When you went to Facebook and you did a status update and you added a friend, guess what? You became a network marketer, you just didn't get paid for it. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a huge social shift in the conversation to now when you do something and you don't get paid for it, it's going to be prehistoric. Okay? It's going to be prehistoric. People are going to say, you did that? It's gonna, like, people are going to have this frown on their face, like, you actually did something and didn't get paid for it?
Vince?
Now, regardless if it happens with Rippln or not, this is where the future is going. Go ahead, Jeff. Are you going to say something?
And it's not like you're trying to sell somebody to go somewhere, you know, in your Ripple. You're just doing the exact same thing you're doing today without getting paid for it. You're just like, hey, this is a really cool app, or this is hey, are you on Facebook, or are you on this, or are you on that? You know, why don't you join me on this? You're not asking them to buy anything. You're not asking them to do anything. It's just what ends up happening, any transaction that ends up happening subsequent to that conversation, after they say, yeah, I really do like this app, and then they share it with somebody and whatever, as there's transactions that occur after you've made that recommendation, whether it was a one-off situation, the person that you recommended or referred or not, somebody below that they might have referred, that they do a transaction, somewhere in that Ripple, a transaction happens, you're going to get a piece of it.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna dig into that and really try to make that clear here right now. Okay. You see, one of the things that what we're building here in Rippln is, it's not a company, it's a platform. You see, what we've built is a platform that not only will integrate with existing apps, we will be creating our own apps. So, for example, the first app that's going to release, and actually, let me back up a little bit. Let me explain to you the phases that we're in. Right now, you guys, we're in pre-launch. We haven't even launched yet, and the speed and growth of Rippln is crushing Facebook. Okay, Facebook opened up in Harvard, and then it spread to all the Ivy League schools, and then it went all across the globe. Okay, the interaction from person to person is, this company is growing faster than Facebook. And what we're doing right now in the NDA phase is like what Jeff is doing. He invited you, and then now you could invite your 5 people, and it unlocks 5 more people that you can invite. This is what's called the buzz phase. All right. Now, immediately in phase 2, when we go live, it's the gamification phase and the actual implementation of the first app that we're releasing. Now, the gamification phase is this. That's when you will be able to essentially what we call level up in the game. All right, now leveling up in the game means you can actually start to earn from the people in your Ripple. So let's make it in terms that we can understand. When we go and we play like Angry Birds or Mafia Wars or any of these games, these are free apps, and they are worth billions of dollars because people buy these virtual goods, right? They buy a machine gun that kills everyone in sight, or some tractor that does something in Farmville. I mean, you get the point. You spend money and you do these transactions to beat the game. These app companies understand gamification. So the way that they gamify the Ripple will be, you will be able to purchase, it's like you can purchase a virtual good, you'll be able to purchase your license. And there's one, I forget what the first license is called, but there's another one that's called a domestic license, which will allow you to earn from people in all of these other countries. As you can see, Jeff's already in 3 countries, just by sharing it with a few people. Now, you'll pay money to become what's called a player in the game. You don't have to be a player in the game. You can simply use the app. Now, there's an app right now out there. It's called Voxer. Okay, it's a communication app. And what that app allows you to do is connect with all of your friends. So right now, you can download this free app, ask all of your friends to basically join this app, and you can literally talk to them for free through this app. So this is where my vision takes me with this. My vision says, in about 2 or 3 years, you won't need your Verizons and your AT&Ts and your Sprints, because you'll be able to have a basic phone plan, utilize an app, connect all of your friends in walkie-talkie, talk to them, send video messages, send text messages, and communicate with them through this app. Okay, this is where the future is going. It's going to make a lot of what you see today obsolete. So this is what already occurs on an app called Voxer. So the first app that Rippln is releasing is a communication app, which is called the Rippln Communicator. So imagine you being able to connect with all of your friends through this app, group them together, send a message, communicate with all of them, send them literally walkie-talkie them, talk to them for literally free, and communicate with each one of them, send them messages. It will appear almost like your status update in Facebook, where you can literally have interaction via text on almost like a feed where your friends can see the entire conversation. You can communicate with them individually. This is what the first app is going to be. So this is going to be an app that you can actually use. So all the people that you're inviting into your Ripple can just use this communication app. Now, if they don't want to pay or make money in the game, then they don't become a player. They just use the app. You talk to them no different than what you were doing right now if you were to use Voxer or any other app. But let me ask you this. When they refer 5 people into their Ripple, and then they get a notification that says, earn $20 by leveling up, and help the people that you refer 5, and earn off of their license and get a matching bonus off of the people that off of the first 5 that they refer. So they gamify the entire game just like they would gamify Mafia Wars or gamify, Farmville or anything else. So imagine someone like you, Austin. Would you play a game if you had something popped up that says, if you get to level 100, you're going to be earning $100,000 a month? How many people do you know would play that game? And it could consist of you helping 5 people, refer 5 people into the game and helping them level up. Okay, this is the gamification model that they're going to create inside of the first Rippln communicator. So now we're not referring people into a juice or to a coin or to any other type of product. We're actually basically referring people into cool apps that are functional and leveraging it whether they want to get paid on the app or not. So then what they're going to be doing in phase 3 is releasing other apps. Okay, one of the apps that I know about that I'm speaking too soon that I shouldn't really be talking about, but it's going to be a gifting app. And there's no Amazon of gift cards. So now imagine all of the people in your Ripple, right? They're connected to this platform, and you get notifications when it's their birthdays, anniversaries, or special events. You get to click on your dad's birthday and say, you know what, I'm going to send him a gift card to Outback for his birthday. When you make that transaction, guess what? Whoever brought you into that Ripple would get a fee from you making that transaction and purchasing that gift card to your friend or family member. And the list goes on and on from all the different apps that they're going to release. So this platform is almost like an app platform, but allows you to get paid on your Ripple. So whoever wants to play the game can get paid. Now, this is where it gets extremely exciting. You see, we've gone over 100,000 in terms of members over just the last 6 or 7 days. Way faster than anything ever, you guys. This is person-to-person communication. This is what we're building. The real truth of what we're building is a major and a huge and effective distribution model. In my world, when you create a company, okay, what traditionally happens is people go out and they try to find what's called VCs or venture capitalists to fund the company. And they do this because they want you to get the money so they can go out and do these old school traditional ways of marketing, TV, radio, commercial, stuff that really doesn't work anymore. Our industry realized that we are the best at distributing content over the internet. There's nothing more powerful. So why not come together, create this huge distribution channel, and now we demand apps that are already existing, companies that are already existing, to come through us in order to spread their amazing products to the world. So now imagine, this is just an example, imagine Netflix sees that we have this amazing distribution model. We get to 1 million people in our Ripple, which will have, I guarantee you, in the next 2 months, we'll probably hit 1 million users, if not faster. We're at 100,000 in 6 days. Netflix comes to us and they say, listen, we want to pay you for the users you get to download our Netflix app. Rippln says, okay, you have to pay $5 a user. They say, great. Now, they release the Netflix app into the Ripple. So you guys see Rippln app goes, and you just download it for free. Now, literally overnight, 1 million new users just come into Netflix. Do you think they would be willing to pay $5 per user? Absolutely. So then that distribution model, whether that's 1 cent or 2 cents or $1, spreads up your Ripple. Now, yeah, this may be small microtransactions, but if you have a Ripple of, 1,000 people, okay, you could be making $2, $3 on 1,000 users overnight from people just simply downloading this free app. Can you guys see the vision and the power? And this is what got me truly excited about it, because it's a true distribution model and the API of this integration interacts and can integrate with existing models. All right, so it could be anything from Amazon. It could be anything. I just saw a little thing pop up from Costco. Costco could have an app, and you could purchase, and we basically charge them for each user. So I truly believe, hit or miss, the opportunity and understanding this model is worth the risk of you telling people to join a free app for free. What easier business is that? I mean, I can see it now when you're at school. It's going to be a game. You see that 3 ripples, 21 people, 3 countries? It's going to be a game for you to go and say, how big is your ripple, right? How many people do you have in your ripple, right? I mean, it's going to be a game, and you're going to be making a ton of cash simply by leveraging the power of your ripple, as long as you level up and you're in the game. If you don't want to level up in the game, you use the app network, you still can use the free apps. You still can use the Netflix app or the Amazon app. You don't have to pay a dime. The question is, do you want to play the game and do you want to earn? And that's why I truly believe this company is going to be responsible for the largest commission checks in the history of network marketing. There was a company in the tech industry about maybe 10 years ago that was responsible for people earning millions of dollars every single month. Regular people like us earning millions of dollars every single month. And the compensation model is very similar to that company, but they've created some little tweaks in it that makes it 10 times more powerful. Now, that was a company that simply sold a basic product, a technology service like a phone plan. We're talking about an app that has a variety of different services, a variety of different cool apps and features based on a transaction model. So not only are you getting paid from transactions, you're going to get paid when people level up. So the more players you get in the game, the more people that are tied to you for life. Okay, for life, as deep as your ripple goes. So imagine, right now you already have 3 ripples. Or actually, I'm sorry, 9 ripples, right?
Well, no, there's 3 ripples, 9 people.
You have 3 ripples and 9 people. So imagine when that thing gets to 10 people and you're earning off all of those individuals. All right? So this is my advice to you. Don't worry about trying to understand, because this is what someone said to me there. We don't know what this is really going to be yet. Facebook, if you guys watch The Social Network, they asked Mark Zuckerberg, what is this? He's like, I have no idea what this is going to be yet. And neither do we. The only thing that we know is this. Involved in the company are the very best marketers in the world. Okay, in the world. Okay, there weren't people there I didn't see anyone there making under 7 figures. Okay, that's the kind of people that are involved in this. So they're definitely guys who are not people who are going to let one thing hurt the business and not figure it out. One of the other things that made me, the question that I had was, okay, we're going to grow this Ripple. We're going to, obviously, this thing is going to explode. Clearly, people are going to want to buy this company. What happens to the people in the Ripple? That was my only question. And this is what was told to me. The Ripple is built on the distribution model, right? It's built off of us. We, the people, can't be let go because essentially we're the ones earning from the Ripple. Okay, and they have no, and obviously things can happen, but they have no intent of selling the company and again, essentially having you build this Ripple and you not getting paid from it. Because we are the Ripple and it's built by the people for the people. I mean, the mindset of the company is really, like we said before, you actually referred something and didn't get paid for it. Okay, that's the idea of the entire Ripple. So my advice to you is get in and share this information with others. Just literally say, hey, I found something, I like it, try it out, it's free. And then over the next 2 months, okay, when the game goes live, when phase 2 starts, if you want to earn on the Ripple, you simply have to level up and become what's called a player in the game. You can buy either a license to earn in your own country or a domestic license where you earn in all the countries. And again, there hasn't been a company that I've ever seen and what's been told to me that opened up in every country all over the world where you can earn. And that's, again, another reason why I think the compensation plan and the checks are going to be the biggest in the history of this industry. All right, so I'm going to shut up and answer questions, and hopefully that gets you excited, and you can send this out, Jeff, and let people kind of get an idea of what we got here.
All right, so here's a couple of questions. One is, how much does it cost to level up when somebody's given that opportunity?
All right, I'm not actually supposed to say the cost, but okay. I'll tell you it'll be, to get to the highest level, it'll be under $1,000. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Okay. And so like you said, there's going to be a difference between an international level up yes. and a domestic level up.
And what's crazy about it is this. Let's say that you don't buy a domestic license, you just buy a license to earn in your country where you're from.
You mean an internet? You don't buy an international license.
Right. You buy just let's just call it a local license. I don't even know. I forget what it's called. But
okay.
And then the person that you brought into your Ripple buys a domestic license. You wouldn't earn the commission that you would have because you didn't purchase the domestic license. So imagine you bought a local license, right? person you brought into your Ripple bought a domestic license, and you get a message that says you just missed out on $300 in the game because you weren't a domestic licensee.
Oh, so there's like going to be local, domestic, and international licenses?
No, it's just the local and the international, excuse me.
Okay, okay. So if a person, if you didn't buy an international license and the person buys an international license, you miss out on the cut of that international license.
Absolutely.
Okay. So it's
and
like
there's also going to be a small monthly fee, I think under $50 to stay active in the game, and you'll get that residual as well. You'll get a percentage of that as well.
Okay.
So it'll be a one-time buy your license and then a monthly fee to stay in the game. And that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, overnight, this is what I would say. In the next 2 months, focus on getting your Ripple to 200 to 300 people, and it'll go viral on its own. You'll have a Ripple of 10,000 people in no time, and everyone on this call, because of where you're in,
you don't have to worry
honestly
about
believe are going to be making 6 to 7 figures in this company within the next 24 months. And it sounds kind of crazy, but I can base it off of the transaction amount. If you can get your Ripple personal invites, people that you personally know, to 200 to 300 people, which is not that difficult. We're talking 6 to 7 figures. Now, let's say you get 50 people, I think you're going to be making $2,000 to $3,000 a month. I mean, even off a very little amount of people, just by having them refer people. Again, step back a second and think of it this way. If Facebook started to say to you right now, refer people to Facebook and make $1, you wouldn't make $1 because everyone's already in Facebook.
Right.
Okay, so we're in something completely new and different. Think about all of the friends who eventually, you guys, are going to hear of Rippln when it explodes. See, right now, the reason they made it person-to-person is so there wasn't a lot of crappy spam links getting thrown all over the Internet. They want you to have these conversations that we're having. This is what makes the company strong. Now, once we go live and when people can level up, you're going to have sales funnels created by the best marketers in the world where you can send this page to, like, your friends and they can sign up without all the NDA process and what you guys did today. It'll be a completely different process. But right now, it's a person-to-person. We want the foundation strong so people completely understand what's happening and are positioned. So the day we go live and everyone levels up, there's going to be some people that make $1 million that day.
Well, and here's the beauty of this thing, Vince, as far as any type of opportunity goes. People go, okay, I'm going to invest in this, like the patches that Ashley and I are doing. It's like, okay, we believe in the product, we're doing it, whatever. But it's not like investing and getting, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get this back. You can literally take some arithmetic off of your Ripple before you even invest in the Ripple. And say, like right now at the very beginning, as you're building your Ripple, you might be able to look 2 months from now and say, you know what, I've got 5,000 people in my Ripple, and be able to do some arithmetic and say, 5,000 people in my Ripple is going to make me, let's say, call it $1 a month per person in my Ripple. So why wouldn't you pay for the license and then the monthly? Because the second you pay for it, it's coming back to you. It's not like, oh, well, if in fact I pay this, and if this, and if that, and then you literally are able to see where your Ripple is.
Right.
And make the investment.
Absolutely. So check out actually, Jeff, if you click that little video button right there.
The video button.
Right on your right next to your invites on your Ripple, it says videos.
Yeah.
On the left, go to the left. It says Ripples, invites, and then videos and marketing.
Okay.
So click on videos, and if you guys go to the compensation plan video, you'll be able to see right there. If you click on that, you can watch that, and you can see how powerful the bonuses in the compensation plan is.
The Rippln playbook, like any good game, if you want to win, you gotta.
And as you can see, this is Russell Brunson, you guys. This guy's made over $25 million online. Do you think he's going to be doing Rippln because he just wants to just do a app? I mean, these are people heavily invested in the company, and he made these presentations that are really easy to see, cartoons that people can basically follow, and go from there. Jeff, I would shrink it down a little bit. I think it would play a little easier for people watching because I don't think our whole screen can see that on the whole screen.
Hold on here.
When you first downloaded the Rippln app, you became a Rippln fan.
What did I do
A fan
here?
is someone who is not participating in the plan. As a fan, you've had a chance to
Oh,
start building
there
your
it is.
ripples and watch the plan. As a fan, you've had a chance to start building your ripples and watch how far they grow. You have also had the ability to use the Rippln communicator so you can contact, communicate, network, and grow the relationships you have. As your Ripple grows, you'll earn badges that move you through the fan rings. You'll also be able to see how far-reaching your network is in relationship to the rest of the Rippln world. Now, being a fan, using the Rippln communicator and playing the game is great, but for most of you, you know the value of the relationships you're bringing to the table. And unlike most companies, we feel that you should be rewarded and paid for them. So there are two ways that you get paid. First, you can get paid bonuses on the initial activity in the ripples you build. And second, you can get paid residually as people continue to engage inside of Rippln's ecosystem. The way you get paid on each of these is a little bit different, so I'm going to explain both. I'll begin with the one-time initial bonuses. It all began when you decided that you no longer wanted to just be a fan, that you were ready to power up and became a Rippln player. Now, a player is someone who has a Rippln license to participate in the plan. You can choose to become a domestic player, where you get paid from the Ripple activity that happens inside of your own country, or you can become a global player. And that way, you not only get paid from the ripples that are domestic to you, but you also get paid on global activity when your ripple grows around the world, and it will. So now that you've powered up, you're no longer just a fan, but you've become a Rippln player. And this is where all of the fun begins. Now, you first want to qualify for bonuses. So your first mission is to get at least 5 people or more to become Rippln fans by downloading and using the Rippln app for free. Now, as soon as you do that, you become a qualified player and you get an instant $20 bonus. It wasn't that easy. Just get 5 people to download and use the free app, and you get paid a $20 bonus. Now, you only get that special bonus one time, but don't stop there. As you'll see in a minute, you want everyone you know to become a fan. So after you have at least 5 Rippln fans, the next goal is to help those fans who are interested to become Rippln players. When you help one of your fans to power up and become a Rippln player, you'll be assigned as their team captain. Your job is to help them invite 5 fans or more to download and use the app for free so that they also qualify just like you did. But as soon as you do that, your new player will get a $20 bonus. But what's even more exciting is that as their team captain, you will also get a $20 bonus. And that
Yeah, pause it real quick.
to build your
Okay.
team. We have some.
Okay, I just want to explain that part so people are clear. When you refer 5 people, so Jeff, you referred 5 people right now into Rippln.
Right.
When you level up and become a player, okay, you're gonna get $20 right off the top.
Okay.
But it's not for free. You got to become a player.
Right.
So when Ashley refers 5 people and she becomes a player, she levels up and pays to become a player. She makes her first $20, and then you would get a matching $20.
So I get 40 total.
Right, but they haven't even talked about what you earned from her becoming a player. We're just matching her bonus that she gets, right?
Right.
So, for example, you refer 5 people, you become a player. They didn't do anything. You just referred your 5. You got $20 because
Right.
you're a player.
Right.
You made your first $20 for simply referring 5 people. You leveled up in the game. You made $20. Now, when Ashley refers 5 people and levels up, she makes her $20. You make $20, but you also are going to earn what they're going to talk about now off of her actual leveling up, off of her commission for leveling, off of what she paid for leveling up. Now, the reason that's going to work is because when you refer 5 people, and you know that you could make $20 just for leveling up, this is the gamification. This is why you buy those trinkets and all these other games. What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, they're going to level
When they
up.
see that they can make $20 if they level up, what do you think people are going to do in your Ripple? They're going to level up, right?
Right, right.
And then you're going to get paid. So if you want to keep playing it, you can. I just want it gets a little confusing, so I want to stop and explain it a little bit more. If you want to go through it, but it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think that, you know what, we will this is available to everybody once they get
Yeah, you can go into your back office.
their
and just click
back
videos.
office
They've
and
had it
see this
before.
type of thing. But yeah, this is, and I recommend that everybody look at this type of stuff highly. And, you know, obviously the people that are on here right now, Allie, Ashley, Austin, and Tony, but more importantly on the younger kids here, you guys understand your social graph better than maybe Tony and I do. Okay, you know, we're networking, but our experience is like, hey, you want somebody, you're networking, and you want somebody to join something, you got to get in there and work. And you guys, younger guys, know that, hey, I'm using something that I love, and I'm just sharing it as I've done with anything. And you guys are, it's in your DNA. It's in your cultural DNA to just use something and share it with others and create this kind of community based on this app. And so, like last night, Allie Rose was using a Allie, you'll have to type in and let me know what this is, but she was using a video app, you know, where it was just kind of like a chat app, but it's done all video. Glide is what it's called. And I think that that's kind of what the Rippln app is going to be. When will that Rippln app come out, Vince?
The app is supposed to launch within 60 days.
Within 60 days. So
when we were there. So we had a 2-month, what we call buzz period. The goal is we want to be at 1 million users by the time we launch. I mean, can you imagine the press? I mean, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely just crazy. So within 2 months, possibly faster. But what I'm hearing is the beginning of, let's see, what are we in right now? We've got, May, April, I think June. Maybe even I don't know. I heard 60 days from the day we launched, so that's what I heard.
I just want to share something just and kind of I use a lot of metaphor and analogy and stuff when I explain it. Think about Johnny Mac's trick shot video that went viral in a matter of days. Okay, millions and millions of people. If, in fact, there was a message in that video that says, share this video with 5 friends and you'll make $20, you can imagine that thing wouldn't have gone to, you know, a couple million or 3 million in a matter of days. It would have gone to 100 million in a matter of days. And everybody's going to be speaking a common language. They're not going to be like, oh, well, you're just sharing it with me, so you're going to make money. It's not even part of that because you're not asking anybody to buy anything. You're literally just sharing the app with them, and they can use the communications app. They can do all that stuff, and they step up to be a player. That decision isn't about you convincing them to do anything. There's a huge thing that Dean Jackson talks about, the difference between compelling and convincing. Convincing means that you're using your skill and your persuasive talent to get a person to do something you want them to do. Compelling is a person that looks and says, hey, I've got 500 people in my Rippln. I am going to be a player. I'm leveling up to be a player because I'm going to earn money from this Rippln without having to sell anything to these people. All I'm doing is sharing with a few people, and then the rest of them share, and the rest of them share, and that's how our social graph has worked. That's how Facebook has grown to such a huge population that they would be the 5th biggest country in the world by way of population right now if they were a country. If Facebook was a country, it would be the 5th largest country in the world. And actually, I think the 4th now. And so that's all this is. The power of the Rippln is something that goes so far beyond any of our imaginations. I have no idea who's in Chile in my Rippln. I have no idea who's in the Philippines in my Rippln. But Vince, as I think Philippines and I think about building Ripples, there's an idea that we've got there. I'm sure you've thought of that already too. But this is something that goes beyond our imagination. Just like Mark Zuckerberg, I have no idea where this is going. It just can be really big, and that's what we've seen. The thing that's cool about this is we've seen Facebook. We've seen the growth of Facebook. And we've shared Facebook. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Friend me on Facebook. All this stuff. It's become a common language. It's become part of our fabric. This type of stuff is part of our fabric. It's not that we're going to try and make it part of the fabric, and it's not like we're going to try and force anybody to do anything. this is exactly what it is.
Absolutely, man. You hit it on the head, and it's going to happen with or without us.
Yeah, the train is leaving the station with or without us.
Right. So you can either like all of you, especially the younger ones on the call. I mean, you have an opportunity to. I mean, just think about it. Had you had something like this when you were, Austin's age, Jeff? I mean, with the way the world is, everyone. I mean, you have a chance to have true financial freedom.
Yep, and be able to do what you want to do. With that's all it means, is being able to do what you want to do for the rest of your life and never have to worry about money.
Exactly.
Now,
I mean, let me make a point though. If there's some of you are under 18, before you level up, you will have to get it. They will have to get a consent from their parents.
Yeah, since the parent is paying.
There will be a thing that you have to pay a consent form that will be signed. So you can still sign up people younger. It doesn't matter. They will have to sign it before they can level up. They'll have to get a consent form signed by the parents, what they're going to have.
Yep.
But other than that, you guys will be good to go.
Cool. Listen, I'm running out of time in my recording thing here. You're going to have to help me understand that, Vince. I
would just stop it. You hit the button. You can stop it now. I think we've got everything you need recorded.
Okay, cool. So we're going to stop recording. All I'm going to say, the people that are going to receive this recording, if you have any questions, give me a call. And if I can't answer the questions, I'm sure Vince can. But this is something that is huge and doesn't require you to do anything different than you're doing right now. Thank you.